and I am delighted to be here with you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. The Greatest Scholarships, as we will see today, offers outstanding opportunities for international students to study in the UK, providing financial support to help you achieve your academic and professional goals. And today, we are pleased to have 6 academic representatives from fantastic UK universities. Each will be sharing with you insights into their programs, different scholarship programs that they may have, and what makes a great study destination in the UK. So throughout the session, we do encourage, please, to be proactive, engage, ask questions. We have a dedicated Q&A section, so please make sure that you type it. Towards the end, we will have a Q&A session as well, in which you can open your mic and ask the question if you wish to do so. Alternatively, we will also be able to engage with the representatives towards the end. So please remember that this is a great opportunity for you to learn more about studying in the UK, how these scholarships can support your journey. And without any further ado, I will start with a very short introduction on what the Greatest Scholarships are, and then we will listen from the UK universities. So let me just quickly share my screen. And I want to talk to you a little bit about how the scholarships work and how the UK works in order to support this journey in your process. Before we start, I would like to remind you that the UK is actually 4 countries. So this is one of the key questions that the students sometimes get confused about. So the UK is made up of 4 nations, as you see in the map. So we have England, which is the largest. Then we have Scotland towards the north, we have Wales, and we have Northern Ireland. So something that we do want to remind you is that each of these nations has similarities and differences, and each of these nations make studying there unique. So something that is important for UK students that are going, or students that are planning to go into the UK, travel is free between these UK nations, so it doesn't mean that if you go and study in England, you cannot travel to Scotland. So please make sure this is a country that is made by 4 nations. So please, I just want to emphasize that. I will talk about 2 countries that we have representatives here from. So the first one is England. So we have universities from England and Scotland in today's webinar. England is obviously the largest country in the United Kingdom. We have about 134 higher education institutions. So this is the largest country in the United Kingdom. Roughly about 463 international students alone in England. This is roughly 4 of the top 10 world-ranked universities are placed in England. It has a wide variety of university settings. So we have from small towns, university towns, coastal towns, big cities, etc. And something that we have recognized in the British Council is that more than 80% of the students that go and study in England and 93% of international postgraduates have considered England to be a top study UK destination if you're going there as an international student. Scotland, which is the second country that we have represented today. So despite the size, we have 19 world-leading universities in Scotland alone. So we have about 242,000 students. Of those, about 50,000 international students. So Scotland is actually a major destination for international students. What makes Scotland a bit different is you have about 180 different countries each year that are represented in the international students that are enrolled in these universities. 90% of international graduates are extremely happy with their learning experience at the Scottish University. 86% of Scottish research have been considered and is continuously ranked as outstanding. Scotland is also a country that is especially known, England as well, but they are both known for especially innovation in terms of medicine, in terms of any other science and technology areas. And the same as England, so we will have any kind of different variety. So we have a rural campus, we have a city, we have green spaces, we have over 350 festivals. Scotland is known for its festivals this year. So be it music, literature, the largest arts festival at the Edinburgh festival that you can see there, so the Festival the Fringe. So as you see, these 2 countries are one of the few that you can have to choose in order to study in the UK. Why we promote the UK as a study destination? Consistently, the United Kingdom is topped in the global rankings and is home to 28 of the top 200 universities in the world. This is 2024, so the date is wrong, but consistently, the UK has been forever ranked in the top global rankings. Amazing international experience and student experience. So the UK is a truly multicultural country. So you have a welcoming life, you have new friends, discover new ways of looking at the world, excellent employment prospects. So one of the things that the UK education does give you is once you graduate and once you have a degree from a UK universities, not only in the UK, but around the world, is one of the most respected degrees that you can have in your postgrad education. The best in science, research and innovation. So despite being a small country compared to Mexico, I mean, Mexico is close to 6-7 times larger than the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is still one of the most trusted countries in terms of innovation, science, and research. It has been the birthplace of many of the world-changing events. So we have the Industrial Revolution, the World Wide Web. Many of you probably remember the cloning of Dolly. That was done in Edinburgh, in Scotland. So it's a small country, but despite that, it still exerts enormous global influence. And traditionally, is still ranked at #1 for its impact in scientific research. The UK is also home to some of the Russell Group, the universities. Some of the universities that are part of the Great Scholarship are part of the Russell Group. And these are universities that are usually renowned for world-leading research. So regardless where you go in the United Kingdom, you will be warranted a prestige in academia and specifically a very, very good formation in your studies. Something else that makes the UK a bit different is strong links with industry. Most of the universities, when you go and study a postgrad in the UK, you will have industry-led learning approaches. This will obviously depend on the degree that you go and study, but most of the postgrad study in the UK, you will have that kind of benefit from practical work. And this is something that we do want to reinforce with international students, is that the current courses that the UK university offers, most of them actually understand current practices and demands in your area or your field of study. Many of the UK degrees, and we will hear a bit later from the universities that are present here, but many of the UK degrees actually offer placement, internships, volunteering as positions, and especially during part of your course. So that will be that while you go and study your master's degree, you will actually have the chance to experience in real life what it means to actually practice what you're studying. All universities also you offer career fairs, a job and career fairs for students, which will be obviously more of a chance to meet employers and learn more about potential careers in case you decide to stay in the UK. You can stay in the UK a bit afterwards, so there is a graduate route that allows you to stay in the UK after successfully completing your degree. This route is unsponsored, but it does allow you to switch to a skilled worker visa in case you find a suitable work. What we're looking at a Great Scholarship in a nutshell. So basically, we are looking for you to have an undergraduate degree, basically in the program that you're interested to join, be motivated or have an interest in your proposed subject area. So that means, please, we do remind you to please have a look at the programs that are open for the Great Scholarship Program this year. Meet the English requirement. This is something that we continuously get asked. Each university, as we will see a bit later, will have different English language requirements and different exams that are accepted for UK study. We do ask you, as part of the British Council, because it's a partly funded British Council scholarship, to be willing to attend networking events, especially some of them will be UK-based for Great Scholars. So we do want Great Scholars to meet while you're in the UK. This is a program that is open globally, so it's not only for Mexico. So you will actually have the chance to meet Great Scholars from India, from Nigeria, from Europe, from Asia, from the United States, etc. That obviously will help you to discuss experiences and capture perceptions of studying in the UK. Be willing to maintain contact with your universities in case you decide to take up this opportunity, and obviously with us, because most of the times you will act as an ambassador for the Great Scholarships or for the university that you have actually gone and studied there. What it is, so we give you around £10,000. It doesn't sound much, but it's about, depending on the exchange rate, about 280,000 to 300,000 pesos. So it's actually quite a bit of money that will go towards your tuition fees only. So this is important to remember. So it will be deducted from your tuition fees. Scholarships are offered only at postgraduate taught level only. So it would be a 1-year fully on campus study masters. You can apply to more than one university that offers great scholarships. This year we have 13 universities that are opening the great scholarships, and you can apply to more than one. Obviously, it will be more the work, but you can actually do it. The deadline will vary by university. So this is something that, again, we ask you, I will put the website in the chat, but we do ask you to check deadlines, to check requirements, and you can apply again for a great scholarship if you're studying an undergraduate degree in the UK. For those of you, I don't believe there is anybody, but if you're studying an undergraduate degree in the UK, as long as you meet the other eligibility requirements, in this case, we do ask citizenships. So this is open for Mexican students. You can apply for a UK university. How to apply? There is a website called Great Scholarships. I will put the link in the chat. You find the Study UK website, you find a great scholarship, you find your country, in this case will be Mexico. It will display the 13 universities that are opening great scholarship for this year. And from there, you basically start choosing the university and the program that you would like to study. Important to notice, the application process is fully handled by the university. So you will have to go through the university's own application system, as we will see today, and you will have to fulfill the university's application requirements that they demand. So I put some of them may ask you for an essay, some of them may ask you for a statement, some of them may ask you for an interview, etc., because it will depend by university and by the program that you're actually applying to. I leave my contact details, put my email in the chat as well, in case any of you would like to discuss anything further or you will have any questions. And now, without any further ado, I will pass it on to the university. So we can start with Simon from the University of Nottingham.
Hello, thank you very much. I will just share my slides now. Hopefully you can all see them okay.
We can see it, Simon.
Perfect, thank you. So hello everybody. Welcome from a very sunny Nottingham on this nice spring day in the UK today. It's really great to be here with you, and thank you all for joining. My name's Simon Pond, and I work in the international student recruitment team here at the University of Nottingham. So today I'm going to give you an intro into the University of Nottingham, take you through what it's like to be here, our campuses, our courses, and hopefully give you some more information about potentially choosing Nottingham as part of your next steps and as part of the Great Scholarship Scheme as well. So if you do have any questions, please do put them in the chat and I'll do my best to answer them afterwards. So first of all, where is Nottingham? Very quickly, Nottingham is right in the middle of England in the UK. So it's in a place called the East Midlands, very good connection in terms of transport to other major cities in the UK. So Edinburgh, London, Manchester, very close by to all of them on the train in relative terms, but really well connected and a small, really compact city, great for students and really, really popular with students, domestic and international. So next, I wanted to give you a very brief introduction into the university and why we're such a popular option for students from around the world. So as you obviously well know through your research, choosing to study in the UK is a really big decision in general. Obviously, it involves moving to a new country and culture and experiencing a range of new things all at once. So you really want to make sure that all things considered, you're making the very best decision for you. So Nottingham itself is a really global university. We have around 37,500 students, and our staff and students together are from around 150 countries from around the world. So approximately 10,000 of our students are international, and we really pride ourselves on the diversity of our community and offer cultural experiences that you might not get at all universities in the UK because of that, because of our community. And this is really reflected in the popularity of the university for our student life. So we're ranked in the top 5 universities in the UK for student life, voted for by students, rating life outside of their studies. And as a university, we're a proud member of the Russell Group, which represents 24 leading public research universities in the UK. And we're also a really research intensive university. So a lot of our all of our courses underpinned by research, and Nottingham itself is a big power in that in the UK. In terms of global rankings, we're a UK top 20 university and 108 in the world. So if ever you need assurance that you're joining a very highly rated university, hopefully that goes some way to explaining that. So we are made up of 5 academic faculties here in the UK. So we've got arts, engineering, medicine and health sciences, science and social sciences. And our 1-year and sometimes 2-year postgraduate master's courses are across all of these faculties. So if you're interested in a course already, or if you've already applied for a course, please do let us know in the chat. That's to show a range of offer at Nottingham, but a major thing that underpins our courses across all of them is our employability. So here's just some statistics on the screen, again, that just try and illustrate my points here. But in short, more University of Nottingham graduates enter highly skilled employment than any other UK university, and with a third most targeted by top employers in the UK. So the references are on the screen. But what that means in practice for you on your course is that work-related learning, that engagement with industry to do live projects, development on the course, and lots of other things extracurricular to the university as well, but always embedded in the course. We really pride ourselves on graduating qualified and employable graduates, and that's what we have done for years and years. So you'll also be joining a huge range, huge alumni network from around the world as well. So in terms of entry requirements to Nottingham, most of our postgraduate courses accept an upper second class degree. That's a 2-1 or an equivalent to this in a relevant subject area. If you already have or are currently studying your undergraduate degree from Mexico, equivalencies are on the screen there. So for an upper second class, you'd generally be looking at an 80 or above in your degree. But entry requirements do vary by course. So please make sure you look into each one in detail as you're doing your research. And of course, always reach out to us for any questions that you do have. So we offer a range of international scholarships at Nottingham, and they're designed to really attract the very best students that we can. You're obviously aware of our Great Scholarship, which has just been talked through. So we're really proud to partner with the British Council and the Great Scholarships to offer an award here. And as mentioned, this is a £10,000 award in the form of a tuition fee deduction. So details of how to apply are on the Great web pages, and the deadline for this is on the screen here. We also have our own University Postgraduate Excellence Awards. And these range from between £4,000 and £8,000 also in a tuition fee reduction. And these have the same deadline. So that's just you've got plenty of time at the moment to make that application, but that's just to make sure that you hit those deadlines for September 2025 entry. So to be eligible for both of these, you need to have applied and to hold an offer for a course beginning in September. You don't need to have responded to your offer to apply, but when we are awarding the scholarships, awards will only be made to students who have accepted their offer to study with us. And awards will be communicated around the end of June 2025. But any questions on that, of course, please do pop into the chat. What I did want to talk about to you all is just to give you a bit of an insight into our campuses. I think it's really good to have a look at what we offer in terms of campuses. It's where you spend a lot of your time. It's where you live in a lot of cases. We'll start with the University Park campus. We often say this is our main campus, mainly because it's our biggest one, but also because that's where the majority of our courses are. But it is only one of 3 campuses that we have in the UK. So it's 300 acres of parkland, gardens, a boating lake. And it's very much a calm, green environment to be able to study in and rest in and relax in. As an aerial view, which may help to see the sort of size and scope of just how big it is. As you can see, though, we can have everything from our main Trent building in the middle here to our Downs, which is a big green space. A big green space where a lot of students take breaks. That's where a lot of the student accommodation is surrounded by. So it's, again, a very relaxed, very green, natural energy around that space. Towards the bottom of the screen are our sports pitches. We're really well known for our sports at Nottingham, and loads of opportunity to play either competitively or just for fun. You don't ever leave the Neve campus if you don't need to. We've also got our sports village, which is a multi-million-pound facility with gyms, squash courts, martial arts dojo, sports injury clinic, lots and lots of other things as well. And right at the top of this image, you can see a little bit of red. So this is our Jubilee campus, and that's where we'll go to now. So this is our second biggest campus. This was opened in 1999 and is very well known for its innovative and eco-friendly architecture and buildings. So it also has a lake, and that sense of being close to nature while studying is really important theme of the campus. In terms of what courses are available here, if you're coming to study a business course or a computer science course or in our School of Education, you'll be based here. As you can see, as an aerial view, we have a lake, our business school here, our libraries, and a lot of our specific science and engineering research centres are also based here, as well as lots and lots of other things for students. The Jubilee campus is around a 20-minute walk away from our University Park campus, but we also have a free hopper bus that takes you between them all, so you never need to walk too far if you don't want to. And then a little bit further out is our newest campus, which is called our Sutton Bonington campus. So this is smaller, a bit further out from the city centre, it's about 10 miles south of our University Park campus. This is where you'll study if you're studying some of our bioscience courses, veterinary medicine, and some of our science courses as well. So this campus has a very different feel to it. It's very much in the countryside. It's very fresh, outdoorsy, and as well as the teaching facilities, it has its own library, sports centre, students' union buildings, and even has its own brewery and working farm. So many of our students do get involved with that as well during their studies. But on all of our campuses, we're represented by the University of Nottingham Students' Union, which is our student-run body dedicated to supporting all of our students throughout their studies. So as a snapshot of what they offer, we have over 450 student-run clubs. That's everything from music, hiking, sustainability, traveling, and many national societies as well, including our very own Mexican society. We also have a huge sports offering, over 70 sports clubs. And that's, again, if you want to play competitively in the national competitions or just have some fun, there's something for everyone, I assure you. And our volunteering team through the Students' Union as well is super popular and gives you the chance to give back to the local community in various creative ways. So we'd always encourage people to get involved with that. But we also have dedicated faith support and societies for students of all faiths or none. And my favourite part is always that if you can't find a society that already exists at Nottingham, you can apply to create your own, which I think is lovely. So if there's always an opportunity to do something, even if you can't spot it straight away, that's always encouraged here. And you've got a huge, huge team dedicated to doing that, helping you get there as well. So in honour of having a 10-minute slot, that is all I wanted to run you through for the moment. If you have any questions at all about studying with us, our courses, or anything I haven't covered today, our email address is on the screen, or I'll be here until the end of the session so I can answer any questions for you then as well.
Thank you so much, Simon, and thank you for presenting Nottingham so well. For the students that are here, probably you know Nottingham from Robin Hood. That's a connection that Nottingham also has. So it's a lovely city with historical sites and really, really good transportation links. So thank you, Simon. So we'll pass it now on to Joe from the University of Glasgow.
Hi there. Hopefully you can see my screen okay. Is that visible for you?
We can, Joe. It's fine.
Yeah, great. Okay, so my name's Joe. I'm from the University of Glasgow, one of the Scottish institutions that's here with you today. And again, I'm going to talk for about 10 minutes about the highlights for the university. You can see from the slide here a lovely picture of our campus, which was built in the 18th century, but the University of Glasgow itself is one of the oldest in the English-speaking world. So it was established in 1451. So our original campus was in the city centre of Glasgow. We're now located in the West End of Glasgow. We are also a World Top 100 university, so we're known for being in the top 100 fairly consistently, according to the QS rankings and also the Times Higher Education rankings. And we're particularly proud of our World Top 20 ranking that we have for sustainability within our campus in Glasgow. At the moment, we've been voted Scottish University of the Year for the current year, according to the Times newspaper. And also worth mentioning, a bit like Nottingham, we are a member of the Russell Group, so that means we're one of the research-intensive UK universities. In terms of our size, we are quite large. We have a population of around 43,000 students coming to us from over 140 countries. Just a little bit about the history of Glasgow. So I mentioned before that we were established in 1451. These are some of the notable alumni that have helped to shape the world even as we know it today. So people like Adam Smith, who's the founder of modern economics. Also James McCune Smith, who was the first American physician who was black, who was able to be trained in the UK. And then also Lord Kelvin, very famous physicist, and Elizabeth Linus, who was a medical doctor and suffragette. Moving on to a few alumni who are still alive and with us today and helping to continue changing the world. So our most recent First Ministers of Scotland were both Glasgow graduates, as well as Mhairi Black, who was the youngest elected MP in modern history. She was actually studying at Glasgow when she was elected as an MP to Westminster Parliament. So you can also see people in the arts who have made an impact on the world. People who have helped to make some of our famous Harry Potter films as well. So lots of world changes continuing to help develop the world as we know it today. I wanted to mention something about our student community at Glasgow. We are one of the universities in the UK that recruits a larger number of Latin American students. Like many of the universities here today, we recruit a majority of students from Asia when it comes to our international populations. But we do have around 150 students studying with us across Latin America, and Mexico is the largest of those countries that's represented on our campus, which we're very happy about. And also to mention, we have good relationships with a lot of the main funding bodies across the region, but particularly CONACYT, CECITI, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and also FUNED and FIDER. So we have discount agreements with all of those. So if you are putting together a pot of funding and hoping to make use of the Great Scholarship as well, that is completely possible. It's what a lot of our Mexican students will do. So, of course, if you choose Glasgow, you're choosing Scotland, and a lot of people are very excited about the prospect of studying in Scotland. It has been voted as one of the most beautiful countries in the world. There's a lot to offer around Scotland. So even though Glasgow is a large city and it's the largest in Scotland, there's a lot that you can get involved with in terms of outdoor activities and culture, which is all really very close by. We've got a great train network, which means you can get out into the countryside and also get across to places like Edinburgh to explore what they've got to offer too. This is a picture of the river in Glasgow, which is the River Clyde, and right in the middle there you can see the campus of the university, the famous tower that we have. But those are two of our big music venues as well that we offer right by the Clyde. So these are where the big names come to play when they're doing their world tours and they come and visit Glasgow. So recently we've been, and we do consistently get voted as a very friendly city within the UK. For those of you who are particularly interested in Scotland, you'll have noticed my accent is not Scottish, unfortunately. I do come from England, and I moved here about 8 years ago, and I can attest to the friendliness that I've experienced when I've been in Glasgow, even as an English person. I've been very accepted. The humour among Glaswegians is really good. There's a particular accent that you have to get used to, but not everyone has a really strong accent. So I would really agree that it is a very friendly city, particularly within the UK context. And as I mentioned before, it's the largest city in Scotland, and that's the fourth largest city in the UK. So that's after London, Birmingham and Manchester. Around the city of Glasgow, we're actually known for being quite a green city. So the name Glasgow means dear green place. So it has a lot of green spaces, and particularly in the West End, where the university is, we have the Kelvingrove Park and the Botanic Gardens right next door. And if for those of you that love music, it's known for being the UNESCO City of Music. It has that status, it's had it for a while. These two venues that you're looking at are the large venues that we have, but we also have smaller venues, and we have as many as 300 music events happening every week in the city of Glasgow. So here's a picture of our campus from the air, not the most up-to-date picture because we've been developing our campus and there are lots of new buildings that have been popping up in the meantime, but you get an idea of how we're orientated. You can see the main building, which was designed by Sir George Gilbert Scott in the late 1800s, and our campus has grown from around that particular space. We've got our university library, a much more modern building, set over 12 floors. We've got our Fraser building, the green and blue one, which is where all of our student support's located. And then we have our new buildings, which are actually already there in spite of that superimposed picture. The campus development project is almost done now at Glasgow. We've had the luxury of being able to put up new buildings in the space that we already have, and really try to modernise our campus and give space that allows for interdisciplinary learning and research, as well as lots of different learning spaces for our undergraduates and postgraduate taught students, which allows them to not just study on their own, but study collaboratively as well. So a very quick overview of all the subject areas that we offer, and these are very broad subject areas, but we have over 250 different titles of postgraduate taught master's programme. So I imagine we probably have something for most people here. A couple of things we don't offer, unfortunately, though, would be architecture and fine arts, and we also don't focus on oil and gas at Glasgow in particular either. And of course, as Leslie was saying, the master's programme that we call PGT, Postgraduate Taught, is 1 year in duration, and that's completely normal for us. Most UK universities offer 1 year master's programmes, and that's quite a nice advantage for you because in terms of costs, it means you've only got 1 year of fees and 1 year of living costs as well. If anyone is looking for a PhD, they tend to be 3 to 4 years of study altogether. I wanted to mention careers and internships as well before I stop. So we do have the possibility of working for 20 hours a week if you're an international student, and that's true for all the universities here today. And also, so this can help you to earn a bit of extra pocket money, but it won't give you everything you need to live on. So do be aware of that. It might be the kind of work experience where you just earn a bit of money, or it might be relevant to your area of work. And on top of that, we have our careers service, which offers things like masterclasses, how to apply for a job in the UK. And you do have access for up to 2 years, as we said earlier, for the postgraduate work visa that we offer right across the UK as well. And we can help you to make the most of that and support you with your journey in that area too. Just a little bit of an overview on scholarships as well. Of course, we are part of the Great Scholarships, which is really helpful. If you aren't successful with that, we also have our own International Leadership Scholarship worth the same amount. And as well as that, we have agreements with all of the main sponsors and funding bodies in Mexico. SIT, FUNED and FIDER, and with all of those we have discount agreements too. So as I mentioned before, a lot of our students are managing to get together a pot of money, which might be made up of a scholarship from us, but also a loan from somewhere like FUNED and maybe some funding from CONACYT too. So it is possible to get almost everything you need, as long as you basically apply for everything that's available to you. I wanted to mention as well that although I'm based in Glasgow, I come out to the region quite regularly, but we do have an international officer who is now based in Mexico City. She started in October last year, and her name is Carla Plasencia. She is there to help you with your application. So I've left her email address there as well. And then a little example of what you might get from her if you were to apply to Glasgow. She can organise a one-to-one with you or see what kind of things that you're looking for, help to advise you on your application, etc. as well. So do bear in mind we've got that contact in the right time zone for you as well. And of course, you can find out more in lots of different ways through our website, and you can talk to students online if you want to as well, to get an idea of what it's really like to study at Glasgow. So there's loads of different ways of engaging, and we have lots of content as well. So if you want to spend a few hours watching videos created by students from Glasgow, there's plenty there for you to see. And although I said any questions, I don't think we're taking questions just yet, but thank you very much for listening, everyone. I think at this point now we're handing over to Newcastle.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. Thank you, Joe. So thank you so much for your presentation. And definitely I echo Joe's. Glasgow is an amazing city. And now we pass it over to Kelsey from the University of Newcastle.
Right. Hi, everybody. I'm Kelsey. Let me share my screen. All right. Can everyone see that now? That green
It's
box.
loading, Kelsey. Yes, we can.
All right. You can. All right.
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So hi, everybody. I'm Kelsey. Nice to meet you guys. I'm talking about Newcastle University today. So Newcastle University is located in the city of Newcastle upon Tyne, which is ranked as the third best student city in the UK and is in the global top 40 in the whole world. We are consistently voted one of the friendliest and safest cities in the UK, and we are up in northeast England, kind of close to the Scottish border. We are well connected to the rest of the UK and Europe. And I always recommend that students take advantage of living overseas to travel whenever they can. And Newcastle's location and the UK's easy public transportation system means that you can take a day trip by train to Scotland and be there in 90 minutes, or be in London in 2.5 hours, or you can even hop on a short flight to other European cities. The airport is less than 20 minutes from campus and very easy to get to, and it goes to about 80 destinations very regularly. The city itself is very walkable, but we do have a metro system, a reliable bus system, and a lot of people just bike or scooter around town as well. So here are a couple pictures of the city itself. As you can see, it's about a mid-sized city, about 300,000 people, so not too big, not too small. We are located on the river, which is very, very pretty at night, lots of bridges, lots of nice things to see. We got some of the nice old buildings for you too. And we're about 20 minutes from the ocean and not too far from mountains and quite a few castles as well. And there, if you guys are football fans, there is our professional stadium, and one of our campuses is located almost directly across the street from there. So very, very close by. We are considered an urban campus since we are located in the downtown area. Here's a picture of one of our older campuses, which has the very pretty, picturesque old red brick buildings. But we also do have our newest campus, which is state-of-the-art, 21st century, with all of the nice amenities as well. Now we're going to talk about global reputation. If my slide will go, I apologize. My internet's a little bit slow where I am at the moment. Newcastle University is a global top 130 university and is a founding member of the Russell Group, which is made up of the leading universities in the UK. Last year, we were awarded the top QS score of 5, which is the highest available from the QS World Rankings in matters such as teaching, employability, employability after graduating, research, internationalization, facilities, innovation, and inclusiveness. And we are also a top 10 university for sports in the UK if you do want to play competitively. As I've mentioned, we are a global top 40 city for students, which just means it was kind of meant for you guys, and there's always something fun to do. 95% of our graduates are either working or in further study within 6 months of graduating from Newcastle. And we are also top 90 in the world for employer reputation, which we are really proud of. Our school is divided into 3 departments, which contain about 500 degree programs in total. So there's a lot to choose from. And with so many different programs, we have something for almost everybody. We have about 15 programs that are currently ranked in the top 100 in the world, such as architecture, medicine, and literature, just to name a few. As you can see on the screen, we are 6th in the UK for fine arts, 7th for communication and media studies, and in the top 10 for architecture as well. Our business school is highly ranked, especially for programs such as finance, management, and MBAs. And our MBA program is ranked in the top 50 in all of Europe. So moving on to entry requirements. For bachelor's degrees, we're looking at 3 relevant A-levels, which could be AP classes or a combination of SAT, ACT, or APs, and we also accept the IB. For master's programs, we're looking for a 2-2 or a 2-1 equivalent. And for our PhD programs, you need to have a bachelor's and a master's degree completed by the time you would start your PhD program. I do recommend checking out our QR code in the corner for more detailed information, and the specific requirements for the program you're interested in will be listed on the program-specific website page. For our English language requirements programs, we do have pre-sessional English programs available as well. And exemptions and other tests we accept can be found on our website. I'll give you a second to either take a picture of this, or if you just look on our website, you should be able to find it pretty easily. Right. Moving on to everyone's favorite topic, fees and funding. So bachelor's degrees at Newcastle tend to be about 20 to 25,000 Great British pounds. Master's degrees are around £26,000, and living expenses, which covers housing, food, travel, entertainment, and basically everything, tends to range from £9,000 to £12,000 per year. We are very excited to be able to offer Mexican students the chance to apply to the Great Scholarship in partnership with the British Council. The scholarship is £10,000 towards a taught postgraduate program. You can apply on our website, or you can use the QR code on the screen. So I'll leave this up for a quick second if you need to take a picture of it. All right, moving on to housing. So international students are guaranteed housing, which is all within a 10-minute walk to campus. We have several options to choose from, which are all outlined on our website. We offer a variety of options, such as self-catered, rooms with private bathrooms, or mixed or single gender dorms. So you do have quite a few to choose from, depending on what you're looking for. And there is also off-campus housing that is available as well. We have over 200 clubs and societies and 60 sports clubs. So with so many groups, we have something for almost everybody, such as the Hispanic Society. We've recently invested a lot into our sporting facilities as well, with a world-class gym and high-tech resources for students to take advantage of. We just put £30 million into our sporting facilities, so everything right now is state-of-the-art and great for students to use, whether you want to play competitively or just want to play at a fun level. So there's only so much I can fit into a quick presentation, so please do check out our website or send us an email with any questions. That QR code will take you directly to our website. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. There's our generic email address there, or you can contact my colleague, Lucy Elsden, who is a representative for Latin and South America, and she is very friendly and happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. And now we pass it on to Laura from the University of St Andrews in Scotland.
Can you see that okay?
We can, Laura. That's fine.
Yeah, perfect. So my name's Laura. I'm from the University of St Andrews in Scotland, and I'm just going to take you through some of the main points about the university. So St Andrews was founded in 1413, so it's the oldest university in Scotland. League table wise, we are normally in the top three, depending on what league tables you look at domestically within the UK. And we are a very international institution, like many of the other universities here today I've also spoken about. We are a very small university, and I'm going to show you that in the next slide, but essentially we have 10,000 students, which is tiny in comparison to some universities in the UK and some universities on the call as well today. Of the 10,000 students, we have roughly just under 2,000 postgraduate students. So that's just to give you a kind of size of what St Andrews is like. The whole town itself of St Andrews has 20,000 people that live in it. So with 10,000 of them being students, it's a very kind of small learning environment that you would be part of in St Andrews. So this is just giving you an idea of where some of our students come from. For postgraduate study, we have around about 20% roughly each year that come from the Americas, and then many, like others on the call as well, that come from Asia and other countries around the world. I'd say St Andrews is a kind of good learning environment for you to kind of meet students from a lot of different countries, especially in the living arrangements and things at St Andrews. You often find that you might be sharing a flat with someone from, I don't know, in my case it was someone from Germany and someone from the USA and another student from the UK. So it gets you to know a lot of different students, a lot of different cultures, and it's a very good learning environment as well. So where is St Andrews? This is the town of St Andrews. It's on the northeast coast in Scotland. You'll probably tell from my accent, I am from Scotland. I'm from just outside St Andrews. So I've spent a lot of time there during my lifetime. It is a kind of small, safe community that students are part of. This just kind of shows you where it is in relation to cities like Edinburgh. So Edinburgh is obviously the Scottish capital. It's about just over an hour away on the train, so it's got really good transport links like the other universities I've spoken about on the call. We are about an hour and a half away from Glasgow. Our nearest city is actually Dundee, which is about 20 minutes away on the bus, and that is very regular in St Andrews. A lot of students take time to travel whilst they're at university, so either during breaks and semesters or at the weekend. So we've just put on some of how long the flights are to other parts of Europe as well. And also students might go to places like London, which is only an hour's flight away, for things like conferences or other kind of training that they might want to take part in as part of their course. So this is St Andrews, the whole town. So the whole town fits into one picture. It will give you a sense of the scale of it. You can walk from one side, so where the beach is, to the other side in about 20 minutes. So a lot of students often ask, is it a campus style university? Do we have multiple campuses? Not really. St Andrews is the university spread right through the town. So for instance, on the top left-hand corner, that's where a lot of our science buildings are. So our science, where you would do things like computer science, medicine, physics, that kind of thing. All the main lab facilities of the university, a lot of the main computing classrooms and things are all out at that part there, which is called the North Hall. But then the rest of the teaching facilities are literally spread right through these three main streets that you see on the picture. So things like the main library is right in the centre, and a lot of the university accommodation and things is spread right through the town as well. So everything's in one place. They often call St Andrews the bubble. You don't need to leave the bubble if you don't want to, but obviously you can. We encourage students to explore like the nearby cities, so places like Edinburgh, Glasgow, Dundee as well whilst they're a student. But everything is within St Andrews. A lot of students often say, is it very rural? Like, is there anything to do? No, I often say it still has an H&M, a Starbucks and things like that. So don't be put off by it being too rural and kind of remote in Scotland. So what do we look for in applications? The main things that we'll look for is any kind of qualifications that you have already. So your transcripts and your degree certificates. We often ask for 1 or 2 references as part of your programme. we look for your CV and ask for a personal statement. So personal statement might be very similar to what you produced when you applied for your bachelor's degree, and we would look for that to just be about why you're applying for the programme. There are some programmes that will also ask for a writing sample if they're kind of like an arts-based subject. So if you're applying for English or history or something like that, like a politics international relations course, then they will ask for a writing sample as well. But all that information is detailed on the subject web pages. So like the other institutions I've said, do have a look at the subject web pages, have a look at the entry requirements, and also the application requirements for that particular programme. So the Great Scholarship, like the other universities on the call as well, is one of the scholarships that we offer. We have a scholarship catalogue online. So if you just go on our website and type in scholarships, a whole catalogue will come up of all the other scholarships which are available. We encourage students to look for anything that they think they're eligible for, so you can filter on the scholarship catalogue and search for ones that might be in relation to your country or your degree programme, or the fact that you're a postgraduate student or postgraduate research or whatever you're applying for. There'll be scholarships that you're able to apply. The Great Scholarship itself is open just now, and the deadline's there on the screen. As towards the end of May. We also, as part of that application, just ask kind of a few questions around your financial context, but also just a statement around why you're applying for the scholarship, and then we assess everything as part of that, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can after that 25th of May deadline. Accommodation is guaranteed to postgraduate taught students as long as you have accepted an offer by the 31st of May. So we encourage students as much as possible to accept by that deadline so that they're eligible for accommodation within St Andrews. If you don't, we might still have some available, and we can try and allocate your accommodation there. If not, there's also plenty of private housing options in St Andrews that you can also apply for. There's a lot of information on the website, as well as some virtual kind of tours of accommodation and different videos from students and things about their experience. So you're welcome to have a look on the website at them as well. Like some of the other universities I've said, it depends what you're looking for. So there's a lot of self-catered options, but there's also catered options if you want all your meals prepared for you. There's flats which are kind of, I guess, more contemporary style, purpose-built student accommodation, where you might share a flat with 4 or 5 other students. And then there's other ones which are kind of, we call them Hogwarts style accommodation. So it's maybe more like a sort of accommodation that's in corridors, and they'll have a central catering dining area where everyone eats their meals together. So yeah, that's kind of accommodation in St Andrews. Student life side of things, we've got over 150 different clubs and societies that postgraduate students are welcome to join. If you don't find a society that suits you, you can also start your own. The university will support you to do that as well. There's lots of different traditions that St Andrews have. You might have seen the red gowns that students wear. We also have a thing called academic families, where you get adopted by more senior students. So if you're starting a master's programme, you might be adopted by someone who's in your 2nd or 3rd year PhD. And that's there just to kind of get you to meet new people, introduce you to different students at the university, different support facilities, point you in the right direction, just almost like a peer mentor scheme at the university, but it's run by the students for the students. Just finally, just a bit about career opportunities. 94% of our students are either in further study or in a career after they've graduated. There's a lot of different support that St Andrews has whilst you're at St Andrews, but also post-graduation as well. So I just encourage you to have a look at the website. There's things like work shadowing schemes where you can try and find an alumni in our database that you might be interested in shadowing the area that they work in, and you can work with the career centre to put something in place. So St Andrews is kind of a very personal university, just because of the small kind of number of students that we have, and we kind of just work with you to look for different internships, different career opportunities that we think that you might be interested in. So I think that is about all. These are the support services for St Andrews. So we have something that's called the Ask. It's a drop-in centre. They're there 24 hours a day. If you've got any trouble with visas, finances, anything like that, scholarships, they're there to kind of support you and put you in the right direction. Lots of different financial advice, wellbeing advice, workshops and support services that are in place throughout the university. And all the university residences also have a full-time member of staff that is there as well, just in case you've got any problems with accommodation. These are all the ways you can contact us. So if you do have any questions at any time, whether it's about the Great Scholarship or it's just about St Andrews in general or entry requirements, or you're stuck on your application, then do just drop us an email and we'll be able to help. I think that's all from me.
Thank you so much, Laura. And we pass it now to Dina from the University of Southampton.
Hi, everyone. I will share my screen. Second, please. Okay. Can you see? Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, here we go. Can you see it well, yeah?
We can, Dina. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dina, and I'm International Scholarship Coordinator at the University of Southampton. Southampton is located on the beautiful south coast of England with its own international airport, offering flights to destination across the UK and abroad. We're also just 70 minutes away by train from London, making it easy to access the capital for work, leisure, or culture. Other major cities like Manchester are also within easy reach, with direct trains from Southampton taking just over 4 hours. Thanks to excellent transport links, it's simple for you, for your friends and family to visit and for you to explore the rest of the UK. According to a survey conducted by OnePoll, Southampton is the 6th safest UK city with a population of greater than 200,000. The University of Southampton is a dynamic institution with 5 closely connected campuses in Southampton and an additional campus in nearby Winchester. Each campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities designed to enhance your learning experience and make you feel at home. Highfield campus is the main hub, which houses central administrative offices and a variety of academic departments. It's a vibrant center for student activities and resources. Avenue campus is a home to the School of Humanities, offering subjects like archaeology, English, film, history, modern languages, music, and philosophy. This campus provides specialized facilities, including dedicated study spaces and comprehensive library to support your academic journey. Winchester campus, located in the historic city of Winchester. This campus hosts the Winchester School of Art, which is well known for its art and design programs, offering courses in fine art, graphic art, fashion design, and much more. Boulderwood Innovation Campus. The campus focuses on engineering and maritime technology. National Oceanography Center Southampton, situated on the waterfront and is dedicated to the ocean and earth sciences, providing cutting-edge research facilities. And the last one, Southampton General Hospital Campus. The campus supports the university's medical programs, offering students access to clinical environment and research opportunities. Our reputation. The University of Southampton had a proud history of 162 years. We are ranked among the top 20 universities in the UK and the top 100 worldwide. Our diverse community includes over 11,000 international students from 135 countries. 92% of our research is recognized as world leading or internationally excellent. We are also founding member of the prestigious Russell Group, representing UK top universities. We are delighted to welcome students from Mexico to the University of Southampton each year. Our vibrant community includes the Mexican Society, which hosts regular social and academic events, providing a great way to connect with fellow Mexican students and share your culture. Beyond cultural societies, we offer over 400 clubs and societies catering to a wide range of interests, including sports, art, and academic groups. This diverse array ensures that every student can find a community that aligns with their passion and goals. Getting involved in these clubs and societies is an excellent way to meet other students from Mexico and around the world, enriching your university experience and building lasting connections. To be eligible for the British Council Great Scholarship, you must apply for a taught master program within the Faculty of Art and Humanities. The Faculty of Art and Humanities includes Winchester School of Art and the School of Humanities. Winchester School of Art is one of the UK's top art and design institutions, known internationally for its creativity and innovation. With a rich history spanning nearly 150 years, we offer a diverse range of courses from fine art and game design to graphic arts, fashion and textiles, empowering students to explore and develop their artistic vision. Our School of Humanities has a world-class reputation for both research and teaching. Many of our departments are ranked among the top 10 in their fields. Our research and education span a wide range of disciplines, including archaeology, history, English, film, studies, languages, culture and linguistic, philosophy, music. To be eligible for the British Council Great Scholarship at the University of Southampton, you must hold a valid Mexican passport, apply for one of the eligible programs within the Faculty of Arts and Humanities, receive an offer for your chosen program, and meet both the academic and the English language requirement. Complete the scholarship expression of interest form, which can be found on our scholarship webpage. At the bottom of the slide, you find our scholarship team's email address. Feel free to reach out if you have any question or you need assistance. Our team is very quick to respond. And thank you very much for your time. And me and my team, we look forward to receiving your applications.
Thank you so much, Dina. Now we finally go to Amanda from the University of Roehampton.
Thank you so much, Lizzie, and I'm very happy to be here. My name is Amanda Lundberg, and I'm with the University of Roehampton in London, and I'm pleased to share with you more about our university and what you can expect coming to the UK. So I'll just jump right in here, start my little timer. Okay, so first of all, because we are all representing different cities, I wanted to highlight some fun facts about London. So we are the capital of England and the UK, approximately 9.6 million across the entire borough. So it's a very large metropolis, but as you'll see, our campus is in a small corner of the city. So London, as a fun fact, actually receives less rain than some of the most rainy places that you can think of. So it's not as bad as you might think. I personally love the seasons. Another really wonderful fact is that we have been voted the #1 student city for many years now, attracting more than 400,000 students every year. So it's a great place to come and be a student. Another couple of fun facts about London itself is that we have lots of green spaces. So as you can see here, 40% of the city is parks. So we have over 3,000 parks. And then finally, that we're the most diverse linguistic city in the world with over 300 languages spoken. So some things that you can kind of expect studying in the UK in general, but specifically in London, is talking about the weather, as well as football, of course. Soccer is a #1 sport. Drinking lots of tea. You're going to find very polite public interactions. And of course, the chocolate is way better than any other country, as well as the humor. So those are some things that I loved living in London, and I think you will too. So where are we in London itself? So you can see lots of the tourist attractions here on this map. We do have a fantastic virtual tour if you want to check that out. But we're down in the southwest corner between Richmond Park, which is the largest royal park, and Wimbledon. So you might be familiar with Wimbledon for the annual tennis matches. So it's still definitely a part of London. It's an urban environment, but we're in that bit of a quieter part of the city so that you do get some quiet and some peace of mind once you're on campus. Some facts about us in case you've never heard. So we are, like I said, we're in Southwest London. We have 54 acres, which is unheard of in a city of its size. So we are a parkland campus. You can see from the photos how beautiful and green the space is. Our history goes back to 1841, so we have been teaching for a long time, and we have a mid-sized student body, so about 9,000 students on campus, but very diverse. This says 40%. I think it's actually jumped up to 46. So we're very proud of the international diversity on our campus with 146 nationalities represented. We're the #1 modern university in London, just means that we haven't been teaching as long as some of the ancients, but we're also top 15% in the world with the Times Higher Young University Guide. And then finally for you guys, we are a top 10 university for postgraduate student satisfaction, which of course we're very proud of and something that's really important to us. So what makes us special? There's a few things here. One thing is that we have all of our courses are designed with the teaching to go around your schedule. So we know that you are not just going to university, you're going to have personal commitments as well. So we have 3 days of teaching per week, no matter what course you're on. We also have personal study supports that are put in place. And finally, our career-focused degrees. We know you're not just studying to study, you're studying to get a good job. So that's the final one that we really do have some fantastic, specific career-focused courses. Something else that makes us unique is we are a collegiate system. So we have 4 colleges on our campus, on our single campus. It is just one campus, but divided into 4 colleges. This is very Harry Potter-esque. We do put you in a specific college depending on what you're studying. So we have Digby, which Digby Stewart houses humanities and social sciences. Froebel is dance and education. Southlands is business law, media, culture, and languages. Whitelands is life sciences and psychology. And they do play against each other in sport, which is pretty fun as well. I'm kind of flying through this because I have a lot I want to share with you, but we have 6 different departments and schools at Roehampton. You can see this is the majority of our courses here, but I wanted to highlight a few. So on this next slide, just going to show you a few that are unique to us at Roehampton. So occupational and business psychology is one, project management. These are the ones I really want to highlight, though, where we get the majority of our Mexican students coming to study with us and students from all of LATAM. Clinical neuroscience is a big one, as well as clinical nutrition. I should have expanded that. Our ecology, evolution, and behavior program is really popular, as well as nutrition and metabolic disorders. So those are really popular with Mexican students, in addition to occupational physiotherapy, of course. And then the other program that's really popular is our dance programs. So we're top in the UK for dance, and we have several postgrad programs for dance that are worth mentioning. So choreography and performance, our Choreo Mundus, which you'll be able to study in other places as well, dance and embodied practice. And then I'll just kind of highlight these last few ones so you can see exactly what we're known for. So the final area is going to be, our psychology programs. So we're very well known for our therapies as well. So there's lots here, something for everyone, but these are the programs that we see a lot of our LATAM students coming to study, and that we're really well known for within the UK. Just a quick shout to our accommodation. We do guarantee accommodation for all students. And like some of my colleagues here have already mentioned, our accommodation style is that we have single occupancy rooms. So you have your own room. You can even have your own bathroom if you choose, slightly increased cost. All of our flats within all of our housing have shared kitchens. So you can still cook food from home when you're feeling homesick, as well as cooking with your flatmates. It makes a really fun environment to be able to get to know those that you're living with. We do have lots of dining facilities on campus too, and we can also help with living off campus if you choose to have a flat off campus. So that's just a few things to note so that how we're a bit different than maybe universities in your own country. Moving on to entry requirements, these are the equivalencies here. So for courses that require a 2-1 in the UK, we'll look for an 8 or an 80% overall from your bachelor's degree. And then similarly for the 2-2 courses, it'll be a 7 or 70%. We do take into account work experience. We also take into account if your degree is non-relevant to the discipline you're applying to, we'll ask, for an explanation. It's worth noting that the therapy programs do require at least 1,000 hours of clinical experience, and those programs are 2 years, whereas most of the others are only 1. English language, you can see here 6.5 overall for most of our programs, except for research, which is 7, and we do offer our own English language exam, so you can take that on our website. Costs, of course, costs. So I've included our bachelor's degree here because I think it's worth noting, but for most of our master's programs, it's about 17,000, 18,000 on average pounds sterling, but in Mexican, it's 65,000 Mexican pesos. So this is worth noting. We do currently require a deposit for students from LATAM, but we are in the midst, as I speak, of trying to get this waived, knowing what a hurdle it can be to have funding, accessible funding for you. So hopefully by the time you do apply, this will be gone. But watch this space for that, because I want to be able to give you the most up-to-date information. Of course, the Great Scholarship is our largest scholarship. It's actually the highest scholarship available outside of our Fulbright program, with the £10,000 available. But we do, of course, like the others here, have other scholarships you can qualify for. So we do actually have country scholarships for 3 LATAM countries. So we do have a country scholarship for Mexico as well as Colombia and Brazil. This equates to about £1,500. So, and that's available to all students. So even if you didn't qualify for the Great Scholarship or the International Scholarship, which is merit-based, you will automatically qualify for that £1,500, and we'll always give you the higher amount that you're eligible for. Just a quick kind of breeze through some of our supports. We do have a lot of support for our students. That's our number one thing, is to make sure that you are doing well, both academically, socially, personally. So there's a lot of support on campus, academic support. We have our careers team that help with doing CV building and mock interviews, get you ready for when you graduate, as well as working while you're studying with us. Our disabilities and wellbeing support is also fantastic. And then finally, we do have a money advice team that can help with any money concerns that you might have while you're with us. Some further academic support. So this is just to kind of have available to you in our library. So you do have 24/7 instant academic feedback. You have the engagement. We have our learning hub, as well as the English language support. So there's loads there for you. And I'm conscious I'm coming up on time, so I'll try to breeze through these last few slides. We do have a lot of sport and societies at Roehampton. Societies range hugely from academic to special interest clubs and societies, but I wanted to also just highlight our sport, because we do have a lot that you can get involved with, whether it's competitive or socially. And we do have a gym, of course, that you can also be part of while you're studying with us. But it's a great way to get to know students and to get to know the city itself. And then, of course, the eligibility requirements for the Great Scholarship. You do have to be a Mexican national. You have to have an unconditional offer and accept that offer. And as I said, currently we have a deposit that's part of that conditions, part of the conditions of your offer, but hopefully that will be soon waived. You do have to have the international student tuition status. So if you are a dual citizen, you would need to have your international status itself. Then we do have an online application that you'll need to fill out. It's really simple, just kind of explaining why what your motivation is to study with us and in the UK. And then finally, the deadline is the 31st of May. So we'll be looking at applications and taking those until then. And that wraps me up, almost just a minute over. Sorry, Liz. Thank you so much for hanging in there.
That's
My
fine.
colleague Ben and I, we both look after all of the Americas, both North and South. So please do get in touch with either of us, or you can reach us both at Americas if you have any questions. But very happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amanda, and thank you to all the university representatives. Luckily, we don't have many questions. So one of the questions that does keep popping up is if you could talk a little bit, very briefly, probably 1 minute by university, about work prospects at all in your cities during and after your studies. This question is specifically because obviously there is a 10,000 scholarship only, and then there are issues in which they have to provide for funding in terms of accommodation and living expenses. So if you can just probably very briefly, each of the uni representatives talk about prospects for work during and after studies, that would be great.
Do you want to go in reverse order since I'm
Yeah,
still
that would be great.
Okay.
So go ahead, Amanda.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so if for prospects for work, it's fantastic because you will be able to study up to 20 hours per week during your studies on your student visa. But of course, the Careers Office helps with work while you're studying, as well as preparing you for afterwards. So there will be a lot of connections within London, specifically within the business sector, finance sector, all of the different areas of study we have. Professors are still very much working within those sectors. And so there will be a lot of internship and placement opportunities while you're studying, as well as connections and networking for afterwards. I'm sure that's probably very similar across the board amongst my colleagues. But if anyone else has anything, I'll mute.
Thank you. Go ahead, whichever wants to answer, whoever wants to answer, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jo from Glasgow. Yeah, I would say there are opportunities to work part-time and earn a bit of pocket money, which I referred to earlier on. I always talk about pocket money because you can't really earn all the money you need to live on. So just be aware of that. And I always say, look at all the funding opportunities in Mexico, because of all the Latin American countries, the loans available to you are really good. There's some really good possibilities there. So students are able to make up a pot of funding from different sources. So although there are work opportunities, you can't rely on that 100% to get all the money you need.
Thank you, Jo. Is there anybody else who would like to add something?
Sure, yeah, I can jump
Go
in.
ahead, Simon.
Simon from the University of Nottingham. Yeah, like colleagues had said, there the student visa allow you to work up to 20 hours a week, and at Nottingham and in Nottingham, because of the volume of international students that we have, and that sort of essentially restriction on working hours, we've got lots and lots of opportunities. So at the university itself, we work with sort of an intermediary called Unitemps. So we have a Unitemps team, and that is designed solely to support students to find part-time work, whether that's in sort of hospitality or supporting a university open day event or administrative tasks, etc. We've got a dedicated part of that team as well that is very well versed in international student support to make sure that you stay within the regulations and work up to 20 hours a week. Nottingham itself is a big student city, so lots and lots of work opportunities there. And actually within our team, we also have an international student ambassador scheme. So we run that annually, and that is gives you the opportunities to do things like open day support, webinar support, meeting prospective students, telling them about your experience at Nottingham, and that can work anywhere sort of up to 5 hours a week or so. So yeah, lots of opportunities here.
Thank you, Amanda, Simon, and Jo. If I could just add something for the students who are asking, it's a pretty intense program. So studying a master's is a very different from a Mexican academic perspective to a UK university perspective. So I do recommend that if you cannot work, do it, because I mean, studying a master's in a 1-year program is actually quite an intense program. So I would recommend probably not working. If you can do it during the holidays, go ahead, but during the term time, it can be pretty intense. So it may sound a bit less intense at Mexico because you go to universities less, but it's also a bit more intense in terms of research and writing and reading. So that's probably just to answer the questions. We don't have any more, I think. There's one about the funding. So I just want to expand a little bit. This is not an exclusive scholarship. So this was already mentioned by Joe and some other UK university representatives, but the Great Scholarships is towards the funding. So this is not money that's going to be given to you. So this is money that we give directly to the university to discount it from the funding of your fees. And it's not an exclusive program. So that means that you can pool different pots of funding. So if you have either a scholarship from the same university or FIDER, FUNED, CONACYT in this case, or CITI, which has become now. So it's something that you can add up. So it's not an exclusive one. Someone was asking if they can study a program different from their undergrad. So I think I could just pass on the questions to whoever wants to ask that. I think that's part of the entry requirements. So if you can expand on that, Simon, if you're there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I can start and then others can add. I think a lot of universities that have a similar offer, and the term that you might see coming up in your research is conversion courses. So that is where you'll study a master's degree that the actual entry requirements of the master's degree says that you shouldn't always have an undergraduate degree in the same area. So it's a 1-year intensive degree into something different. So it not for business courses. So for example, marketing or digital marketing or business analytics, for example. So there'll be, if you're interested in those areas, look at the course pages. You'll often see terms like conversion, but they'll say that you shouldn't have extensive background in marketing because it's designed to upskill students from lots of different backgrounds. So whether that's engineering or science related courses to sort of bring them into that field. But there are lots of others at Nottingham as well, including psychology and others, computer science, for example. So yeah, I think a lot of other universities are similar, but yeah, look out for that keyword and it will help you out, help bridge some gaps, I think.
Thank you, Simon. And yes, that actually applies to most universities. Some people are asking about the University of Bath. Remember, this is the second webinar, so you can actually watch the first recording, which the Bath University presented on our YouTube channel. So that's already allowed there. All of the universities are still open for admission. So that is something that also they have been asking. So please remember, each university has different deadlines. Each university have different entry requirements. You can apply to one or more scholarships. So somebody was asking that if they can apply to more programs. Yes, you can. So you can apply to the University of Nottingham. You can apply to Glasgow, but also bear in mind that it will be more work for you as a candidate, because if you have different entry requirements, you will have to meet both universities' entry requirements, but you can absolutely apply for more than one university of the ones that are listed there. So I think we have no more questions. So if we have no more questions, I would really like to thank you, all our speakers, for sharing such valuable insights about the universities and the Great Scholarships. We really hope that this session has given you a clearer understanding of the opportunities that you have available, of how studying in the UK can support your academic and career aspirations. A special thank you for all the attendees for joining us today and for your great questions. If you need more information, please feel free to visit the university's website, reach out directly to their teams, which has been shared in this webinar today. You can also explore further details about the Great Scholarships on the official website, which I shared already in the chat. We appreciate your time, your interest, and we hope to see you in the UK soon. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you so much.